Well, here we are. Happy Sunday. Weather's getting nicer. I'm excited. Time to change all your clothes around. Bring out the spring, summer clothes. Time for cleaning out closets and getting your windows done again and getting things planted. Great time for all of it. Well, tomorrow is the 8th, and that is the super solar eclipse at 19 degrees Aries. And you can look in your astrology chart to see where you have 19 degrees Aries, and you'll know which one of the houses it falls in, and you can look up what that house represents, and then you can go from there. So, as I said on my Instagram, but some of you don't watch that, this is a time for really being passionate. We've had fire energy lately. I hear that song, fire, do 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 do, fire. Anyways, all that energy, fire energy, moving things, getting things to shift and change, just allowing for that energy to come in. And fire can burn away anything that no longer serves you, close doors, because we know what the eclipse is. We're closing some doors and getting ready to open new ones, new choices. So that's where I hope you are right now. We've planted seeds over the last eclipse and spring equinox, and now it's time to really put fertilizer on those seeds. Water, sun, fertilizer, get them to grow. So this is a time to discover your passion. You know, make sure you're putting your energy or focus in the right direction. Let's have this energy flowing. We want that fire to burn away the dross of what no longer serves and just really come into what is. So the eclipse is they say we're going to be able to see it for a 2-hour window. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it's 21 p.m. in the afternoon, and it lasts for 2 hours. But I want to tell you, somebody brought to my attention how the Chinese look at this in terms of the Bagua and all of that, and all of, we're in a dragon year, all of that kind of energy. And they believe it's not good to be in the energies outside of this eclipse. I was all set to go and check it out in Vermont because you're able to see it from there. And then they said that this is not auspicious. This brings bad luck. So I thought, okay, never mind. I'm just staying inside during that time. So anyways, for whatever it's worth, I don't know whether it's true or not, but for whatever it's worth, there it is. All right, let's look. We're going to do the Light Workers Oracle by Alana Fairchild first. And we're going to pull our first card for this week. One other thing. Get your crystals and any of your sacred tools and either put them outside or on your window ledge so the energies of that can cleanse them. And also with the fire can fire them up. So let's see. Divine Grace, the law of efficiency. Interesting that she's got her arms up to the heavens. And what did I open to? Initiation by fire. Okay, this says it is time your life becomes easier. It is time for you to walk the way of divine grace with trust, simplicity, and acceptance. You do not have to try to make things happen. You can gracefully act without attachment and trust that all will be as it's meant to be. Surrender your struggles now as you allow life to serve you with love and kindness. This is the most efficient use of your energy and will lead to the best results. The law of efficiency encourages us to work smarter than always working harder. It is like learning to allow a wave to carry you to shore rather than swimming the entire way with your own efforts alone or even against the current, which would make the journey even harder. It's like planting a seed at the right time so nature will help it bloom in the spring rather than planting it in the dead of winter, when it takes a lot of effort to keep it alive, and even then it may not survive. This is the intelligence of the law of efficiency and divine grace at work. To hitch your wagon to the universe in this way, you need to learn to listen. This means tuning in to what feels right or wrong at any given time. Sometimes you will want to push forward, yet your intuitive knowing will guide you to rest. Sometimes you'll want to hide from a challenge and yet know in your bones it's time to step up and shine with boldness despite the fear you may feel. The universe has a sense of natural flow, cycles, and timing, and assures that it supports every dream we dare to dream and that everyone can come to fruition in due course. It may not look exactly as you expect, but if you set it in motion with desire and intention, karmic laws will ensure that it finds expression. For this to happen in the most loving, graceful, and easy way, you must learn to hear, feel, and sense the currents of life and work with them rather than push against them. This is what is common sense, allowing yourself to be helped, not making things more difficult for yourself than they need to be. The law of efficiency is also sometimes known as the path of least resistance. We must find the strength that comes from letting go and trusting that the universe knows what it's doing. It takes spiritual maturity to cede to wisdom greater than your own immediate understanding. Then you are surfing the wave rather than swimming against the current. How efficient to work with life and its cycles rather than believing you must struggle and strain to be heard, loved, rewarded, and inspired. You have this maturity within you. Trust now. Trust that it will all come in time. Wow, powerful, right? And I think it's great with the whole piece of the eclipse. Here we go. Work your light. This is for everybody for the upcoming week. Trust the niggle. What is niggling feeling? Is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So, what is this? Do you ever get the nudge or something pushing you like something's coming or something isn't right? Well, this is trust the niggle. The niggle feeling, that annoying niggling feeling, that inconvenient, annoying niggling feeling, try as you might, it's there and it ain't going anywhere. Most people spend years ignoring these feelings, throwing their best dollops of stubbornness, ego, and post-rationalization to numb them out. It's exhausting. And until you face the niggles, life just throws you more bait to awaken it. To draw your attention to the light within you that is bursting to come out. The niggle is an arrow pointing to what is standing in your way, the relationship, the conversation, the decision, the shift that needs to be made, the stone in your shoe. Often we feel the niggling feeling in our body first. Many people think that intuition is something from the higher realms, but in fact, It is the body that is the intuitive one, working through our senses to deliver vibrational information. It takes just a moment every day to scan your body to receive intuitive intelligence and act on it quickly. You are being called to face the niggle now. If you don't face it, the universe will throw something bigger and more obvious on your path. And then you will likely regret that you didn't answer the niggle in the first place. I know it's scary, but you are safe. Answer the niggle now. What is your niggling feeling trying to tell you? Wow. So, do you ever have that? Something that you just can't get rid of and you keep bringing it back? Pay attention this week to any hits you get about that. Okay. Archangel Metatron. Metatron's rainbow bridge always open. The rainbow bridge and the angel wings around it. Beautiful. Oop. The rainbow bridge is never closed. It's always open and offers a portal through which you can be in touch with those you have loved but have now passed over. So most of you know the rainbow bridge is where we cross over to go to the other side, or where we walk our animals to, or whatever. Archangel Metatron watches over this bridge and helps carry those who are dying over it when their time to complete their earthly incarnation is done. No one crosses over this bridge before their soul has agreed to go. It is a bridge of light that eases transition, comforts the soul, and signals to those waiting to greet the new, tired soul that a celebration on the other side of the veil is to happen. Healing and recuperation may be needed, so this is organized too. No one crosses the rainbow bridge alone, and all are met by angels and those whom they have known in this life as well as in past lives. So that's a nice reassurance for anybody who's lost anyone that's important to them. Not even just from this lifetime, but other lifetimes as well. I like that. You are pulling this card to remind you that those you love are still with you. You may no longer be able to see them in physical form, but they are just as real in spiritual form as they ever were to you. Their love for you remains strong, and they are around you now, bringing comfort, support, and love, just as they would have done if they were still on earth. Where they now reside is across the rainbow bridge, but you are always joined with them, just as the rainbow has one foot in heaven and one on earth. I love that. You are intertwined as you always were. Love cannot die. It simply changes and evolves. It may be that you struggle to feel your loved one's spirit, but rest assured they are with you. Look for the signs: a simple scent in the air, a soft breeze from nowhere, a feather where you least expect it, sunlight pouring into a shaded room. Messages from the other side are varied and will increase at times when you struggle with grief and acceptance of what is, rather than what was. You are encouraged to grieve if you need to. Allow Metatron to hold you and help you, but also to live life now anew with firm intent and commitment to the life force in you and the days still left to spend on this side of the rainbow bridge. One day you will be reunited with those you have lost, but not yet, not now. Both they and Archangel Metatron urge you to live, love, and enjoy the life you have now, an incarnation never to be repeated again, with the blessings and the gifts you now possess. Just as the rainbow bridge requires rain and sunlight to create it, so too must a life include the joyful times and the sad times, colors of experience, growth, and energy that interweaves to make you the unique being that you are. Remember, you are loved here on earth and in heaven. Metatron stands as the in-between point, helping you to feel it all. Pulling this card may also imply that you have special gifts for offering help to those who grieve or to the sick and dying. It is also often chosen by those who are able to convey messages from spirit to help others. Well, that was a lovely message. Next one, the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. All right, wrong side. Ooh, the Void. We have some interesting cards for this week. The Void. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. So the Void is all black. Really interesting combination of cards. The Void. Everything and nothing exists in the void. It's where all life begins and ends. It's the winter in the womb, the fertile darkness where all things originate and all seeds grow. Comforting and intimidating, freeing and daunting, it can feel both overwhelming, small and huge. The void is where faith lives. The message of the void is to surrender to the unknown, to allow the fertile darkness of nothingness to nourish the new seeds growing within you, regardless of whether you know what they'll one day become. You're being called to surrender to the mystery of what's next, to rest and to allow the winter of your life to do the work for you, to hand over your control and trust that just because you can't see what's happening beneath the surface doesn't mean things aren't at work. The greater weavings happen when we find a way to surrender and trust that our life is being knitted for us, right beneath the surface, in a way known and unknowable. Now is the time to cultivate faith and allow deep, deep rest. The void often surfaces at the end of a chapter or the phase, when we're called to let go of all that we know and identify with. When you're in the void, it can feel scary and as if you should be doing something. However, when this card appears, it's a sure sign that the most productive thing to do is relinquish control and surrender to the changing mystery of your life. How are you being called to surrender to the unknown mystery of your life? Wow. Lots of stuff here. You know, the void is like the quantum field where everything exists. And we never know what's happening behind the scenes. Sometimes when you feel like nothing's happening is when everything is happening. So remember this week we have the law of efficiency, divine grace. A lot of surrender this week. Trust the niggle, see what you're being drawn to and what's eating at you. And then we have the rainbow bridge, maybe helping somebody on the other side, or maybe you're helping somebody cross. And then the void. All possibilities exist in the void. Well, I hope you have a magical Sunday and a great solar lunar eclipse. Take care. Bye.